I'm State Representative Terry Gooden, and I'm proud to say that I serve Clark County in the Indiana General Assembly. You know, there's a real negative undertone right now when it comes to government. And I'll give you an example. Folks, since when did it become okay for the American president to lie to the American public for his own business interests? Since when did it become okay for the American president to cozy up to a Russian dictator and call the FBI agents liars? A little closer to home. Since when did it become okay for Indiana to rank 48th in the nation for quality of life? I'm telling you folks right now that there's a culture of corruption going on in our government, and it's time to clean our government up. I'm telling you folks right now there's only one way to do it. And that's what makes sure we elect Democrats all the way from the township advisory boards to the trustees, from the courthouse to the state house, from the halls of Congress and the U.S. Senate. Can you folks help me do that? And I'm telling you folks right now, if you elect Democrats, you're going to take our state forward and not backward, and we're going to take our country up and not down. Now, only you folks can do that. Everyone sitting here today has a friend, a family member, a cousin, an aunt, somebody you don't even like that you can talk to, all right? You can talk to these folks. You can persuade them to vote in our direction. Because let me tell you folks something right now. 48th in the quality of life doesn't make it for the state of Indiana. And I say this with all my heart. No one in the state of Indiana should work a full-time job and still live in poverty. That's right. No one. So with that, I'm going to close. I'm going to say, let's go Democrats. Let's make sure we get to the ballot box, but even more important, let's make sure we get voted. There's a whole program going on right now. We have to make sure people know that their vote counts, because when they don't vote, we get the garbage that we've got now. And it's time to throw the garbage out. It's time to bring in the new. It's time to bring the Democrats into power and try to make sure we make America and Indiana great again. What do you say? With that, I'm going to close. I'm going to say thank you to Burley and Brown for being here to support me today. I'm a very shy and backward person, as you know, and I want to say, in closing, once again, thank you to all the candidates. Thank you to all you folks for being here. Thank you to the county chair and all those folks that put these events on. These events just don't happen. They don't snap their fingers and poof, it happens. A lot of hard work and energy goes into making these things happen, and a lot of stress. So with that, thank you again. God bless Clark County. God bless Indiana, and God bless America. Thank you very much.
And yes, it is. I'm Heidi Sellers, proud Democrat, president of the Clark County Democratic Alliance, that for the second year in a row has over 175 members. In case Kate forgot anyone, which I always do, I know that there were a lot of Alliance people, Wendy, Vicki, Mary, Benita, Rick Cannon, over helping get things ready since noon today. Now, with all that,
Clark County Democratic Alliance, thank you so much for your support and generosity. I could not do this without you. My friends, we have the most important election of our lifetime coming up in November. And this is a great year to be a Democrat and to vote for Democrats up and down the ballot. I'm so proud to be a Democrat because we stand for living wages, we stand for our unions, we stand for health care for every single one of us, we stand for clean air and clean water, we stand for treating immigrants in our communities with respect, we stand for civil rights and human rights and equality for everyone. We stand for a strong middle class, and when we see the middle class under attack, we know that we have to fight back. And that's what we're doing here together. So it has been wonderful for over a year to see the incredible momentum that we have built here together. The momentum to take our district back and to get our country moving in a better direction. And listen, everything we care about in November is on the line. Everything. Not just the issues I mentioned, but even our democracy itself these days is under attack. So I know that when you wake up the day after the election, you want to be able to say to yourself that you knocked on every single door, that you made every single call you could, right? And that you gave more money than you thought you could, and you certainly did that for me here today, and I really appreciate that. And I truly believe that if we wake up the day after the election and we say we did all we could, we will elect Democrats up and down the ballot. And love and compassion will triumph over hate and division in November. Thank you.
Feeling a little sorry for myself a couple of days ago because I thought, I'm not being the grandma that I like to be. I'm not picking up my grandkids from school like I enjoy doing. I'm not going to their volleyball games. But I'm doing this for them. I'm doing this for their future. When I go to a door, and that's why I wear this shirt, I really have 3 of these shirts. I don't wear the same one all the time. And 2 sweatshirts for cooler weather. But I go to the door and I say, hello, my name is Rita Fleming and I'm running for state representative. Thank you for flying the flag, if they're flying a flag. My issue, ma'am, my issue, gentlemen, is your health care cost. I'm a physician, folks. We could do better than this. Talk about being fiscally responsible. We can do that, but we can provide quality, equitable health care. Lots of other issues, but that's my main one. Thanks for your support. We have a fundraiser the 27th. We're having hot dogs, chili, and if you're welcome to come and just enjoy it, but if you could bring a page of stamps, would be appreciated. After I go door to door and talk to people, I send people a handwritten note thanking them for talking to me. This goes out in mid-October. I'm going to need a lot of stamps because I've talked to hundreds of people. Thank you.
I gotta tell you, I am so excited. We have been working really hard for some amazing issues, living wages and unions, treatment for addiction instead of just building jails and trying to arrest it away, improving public education by paying our teachers enough, expanding early education programs like pre-K and getting away from standardized testing, and legalizing medical cannabis, especially for veterans with PTSD and chemo patients. These things represent progress, and we are excited about the progress that we're working for in Indiana, as well as the progress for this campaign. So we're going to have a party for progress this Thursday at Valley View Golf Course from 6 to 8 p.m. It's going to be a really fun fundraiser. We're going to have music and dancing and silent auction items with some awesome political art. If anybody knows who Penny Sisto is, she makes the amazing quilts that were on display at the Carnegie Center. She's donating a Wonder Woman quilt that'll be up for auction. There's some additional art that's also being featured right now at the Carnegie Center that's going to be available in print for auction on Thursday, so it's going to be a fun time. And then on Sunday of next week, we're going to have a rally for living wages at Henry Lansdowne Park right outside of Claysburg Towers at 1 o'clock. So anybody here who believes that every worker should be paid their value and should be able to support themselves on a full-time job, please show up and help support this issue and let everybody know that we care about this and we need this in Southern Indiana. So I'm super excited. This is one of the targeted Senate races. We are one of the top 3 that's most likely to flip this year. And this week alone, we are set to walk twice as many doors as any other state Senate race in the entire state of Indiana. So we are working our butts off, and it's going to pay off in November. I'm really excited. Thank you all for your support, and please come out and join us on Thursday and then on Sunday. Sunday at the Rally for Living Wages. Thanks.
My name is David Paris, and I'm running for treasurer. And I feel very, very proud to be a Democrat. And the people I've met, it's just unbelievable. I've made mention of this before. I've met some of the nicest people that I've ever thought here in Clark County. Sometimes where we work at, we see the other side, but it has really been rewarding for that. And just to let you know that who I've worked with, I was very, very lucky to be hired by Keith Grove, and then I've got to work with Barbara Haas, which was both those two people, and now I get to work with Susan Pop, and all three of those clerks think of one thing, and it's serving the people of Clark County. Heck with being a Democrat, heck with being a Republican. Our number one goal is to make the people of Clark County happy and be glad they live here with us. So again, thank you for everything.
I'm Judge Vicki Carmichael. I definitely see the other side of people. But anyway, I'm running for re-election. I'm judge in Circuit Court number 4 now, and I would appreciate your vote on November 6th. We are out working. There's signs back there. All of my campaign supporters have the shirts on. They're with me everywhere. And so thank you all. Thank you for coming out. Thank you for supporting the party, and let's get this done in November.
I'm your current Jeff Township trustee, and I just want to say I really appreciate the support I've had over the years. It's been great, and I'm going to urge you, I know everybody says get out the vote, but look at your family. Make sure that every person in your family is registered and that they're going to go vote. And if you got close enough neighbors, urge them to vote, because if the Democrats vote, we will win. There's no doubt in my mind about that. We do too good a job when we're actually in office. But I have a great staff, and we do try to help people who are trying to help themselves, and that's what we do. We've expanded the office into different areas I won't bore you with now, but anytime you want to know more about it, please call. Come to the office and we'll share everything you would like to know about the trustee's office. Thank you very much for your support.
Kate said I'm running for Charlestown Township Advisory Board. It's my first campaign to run in, so I've met a lot of great people. Can't wait to see what happens. So please check the box. You can't vote straight across the board. I have to be checked. Tell all your friends that too. And if you'd like to walk with me, let me know. I will take all the support I can get for people to walk with me. Thank you.
My name is Jana Meyer. I'm running for the first time for Silver Creek Township Advisory Board, and if elected, I would be honored to serve the people of Silver Creek Township. Thank you very much.
A wonderful event. Let's give everybody a round of applause and put this on. I'm running for re-election for Silver Creek Township trustee. Working hard, getting out, putting signs. We're getting close to the crunch days. You really have to get out and start crunching now. But on October the 27th at Silver Creek High School, I will be putting on, a township trustee trick-or-treat. It costs you nothing to get into it. The only thing it costs you is what candy you give out to the kids. You can call me, you can reach out to me on Facebook. We look for about 60 vendors, people to set up a booth, and we have about 12 to 1,500 kids that come through it. It's a great event that we put on for several years. Would appreciate your all support for that, and you all have a wonderful day.
Thank you. I am Susan Hoppin. I love my job, and I love being the Clark County Clerk, so it's an honor. And I've got these made up. We're actually new this year. We're going to have a satellite voting location at the 4-H from Monday through Friday, and we made it for those that work. It's from 11 to 7. Because when you vote in the office, it's 9 to 4 o'clock. Well, people that get out and work every day, like we feel like most Democrats do, then that's really cutting out a large segment of people who can vote early. So we've made every effort we can, because that was, as it was said before, when Democrats vote, we win. I mean, it's a matter of just getting us out. So we've made that very convenient. We also have our website that has precinct maps, has all the current candidates on there, so we have all of this. I'm going to leave those up here for people to take. Call us if you need any absentee applications. We've already gotten a lot of absentee applications already, so We are very excited, and we're here to serve you, and that's what was said earlier. As Democrat office holds, I think we've done a great job of serving the public, and I could go on and on about the responsibilities and how important the clerk's office is, but here again, I know we've got a great, we have support here, and also, I was talking to one of the judges earlier, and Clark County, or the whole state, has mandatory e-filing, and Clark County was second out of 92 to take that project on. So now other states are trying to catch up to us. I was at a clerks conference last week, and they were, saying how important it was that Clark County was one of the first in the southern states, or southern counties, to sign on to that. And that's something for us to be proud of. And I couldn't have done without the staff that we had, the support, and the judges have been great as far as making all that happen as well. So thank you. That's it.
I'm the candidate for State Senate District 45. It's the largest, most gerrymandered in the state of Indiana. I'm proud of that. It takes in 5 counties, goes all the way from Allison's Lane and Jeff through Madison, all the way up through Vevay to the Ohio state line. One thing I think we always say it, is we need to turn out the vote. Well, that's obvious. The question is, how do you do it? By the end of next week, with the help of Teresa, Heidi, and a few other people, we'll have touched 3,000 people in Clark County to get out to vote. We have a system, it's working, we're going to win, and I want to thank Heidi and the Alliance for helping raise the money. Anyone that wants next week to help us make a few phone calls or stuff another 1,000 envelopes, let Teresa, myself, or Heidi know. We need all the help we get. I've been to every county. I was in Canaan last night, Canaan, Indiana, at a volunteer fireman's fish fry. If you don't know where Canaan, Indiana is, you have to go through China to get to Canaan. 200 people. I was the only candidate. I've been hitting the road. My district is probably also one of the most rural in the state. There's not much door-to-door in a rural district. I've been to livestock auctions, county fairs, talked to farmers in the field. We're going to win this race, and if what we're doing, and we think that we know what we're doing on getting out the vote, this is going to help everybody from Joe Donnelly down to the Township Trustee Advisory Board. Every one of these voters that we get to vote, they are selected. They are strong Democrats. But sometimes Democrats that forget to vote in off-year elections. That's what we're counting on. That's why we're all going to win. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Bill Hawkins. I'm running for school board in District 1, which is Bethlehem, Washington, Oregon, and I forget the other township right now. I apologize. I have looked at things from a perspective for about the last 2 years on the school board, on the way the school is being operated, Greater Clark County schools. I've seen some things that concern me. I've seen some things that I think are being done great. I think that one of the things we need to focus on are maintaining our smaller schools. That's one of the things that helps to drive the academics for the students. They are more invested in the meeting with the staff that's at the school, meeting with the teachers that are at the school. I know the ideal is between 500 and 600, but I don't believe that's best for our students. It may be the cheapest thing, but I believe that we need to be focused on spending money for our students, not worried about how much it costs for each student to get to the school. One of the things I'm running on,
My name is Janelle Fitzpatrick. I'm running for Greater Clark County School Board, District 4. Been working very closely with Bill and John Buckwalter. We're kind of running a team approach. We have a very similar platform. Again, what Bill said about looking at how we can bring accountability to the school board, transparency, reaching out to the community, letting the community know what's going on before it happens, focusing on what our students need for their educational progress. that is of utmost importance, I think, in a school system. But also, we have to reach out to the community. We have to build a better relationship with the community because that's where we get our tax dollars. And so, those are the important things that I think I can bring to the school board. I just retired from the Greater Clark District. 35 years in teaching, the last 20 I spent in Greater Clark. So I do have an interest in that school system. Thank you very much.
Well, thank you for coming out. I really appreciate this. It's weird because I'm not political at all. I mean, it's not something I like. I don't think I have a new respect for these folks that do this at a high level. My whole reason I'm even involved in this, I've been in K-12, actually 36 years total. I was 27 years in the classroom as a building principal. I go now to IUPUI and work there with teacher training. I observe 150 teachers all over the state and in Michigan through a hybrid teacher ed program called Woodrow Wilson. It's very prestigious. I've been very lucky to do that, and I also work a lot with career tech education. I've written a lot of online curriculum specifically for career tech educators to get their workplace specialist license. So that's where I come from. I mean, I'm a lifelong educator. A lot of what I'm seeing in Greater Clark County schools, we're saying we do a lot of things, but we're a mile wide and about a half-inch deep. I'm not just making that up. I'm quoting that actually from a survey that the superintendent gave out to the administrators that wasn't acted upon by the board. And I just feel like, you know, we're $190 billion in debt right now. And that's before we pour a footer in downtown. We're asking for $6.5 million more to do a transportation center. We've all made all the plans for it, but unless they're not telling us the truth, we don't even know where it's going to be built. So I'm not coming in here swinging. That's not who I am. I really appreciate my teachers and educators that are out there. The teachers got a minimal raise. The principals got nothing. They got a stipend. The accountability in K-12 right now is very, very high. So what they do in those buildings, I mean, they're working with your kids. And I have to be honest with you, I've never seen a school building by itself teach a kid. It's always about the people in it. You know, I mean, I'm telling you. Thank you. The culture and the climate within the teachers that I know, and they reached out to me to do that, to run. They're very distraught. So, again, I want to turn this in the right direction. I appreciate any and all help you would give. Again, my name is John Buckmore. I'm District 3. You can vote across all the districts. I know I have some competition, and I welcome that. I just honestly want the best person on there. So I appreciate you listening and do the best you can. Thank you.
Thank you. My name is Nick Duran. I'm running for Greater Clark County School Board District 4, which is the Parkwood, Clarksville area. People always ask me, Nick, why are you doing this? I have 2 kids in the school system, so I'm heavily involved, 100% dedicated. Sorry, I'm getting choked up, but that's the love for kids. My good friend Meredith Clip Rodriguez is back there. I've been involved with the YMCA for over 20 years, helping after, before, and after school care. And that's my focus. That's what we need to focus more back on is our kids and our teachers. You know, one of the things I want to talk about is, you know, the development that we have in our community. You know, River Ridge is a huge project. There's thousands of people that move here from outside our community. And, you know, when they go look at our schools and they go look at Oldham County and New Albany, Floyd County, we got to provide the best for those people. You know, there's some high-paying jobs in this area that went up from that. And so, you know, like I said, we need to focus on our schools and our kids. And I appreciate your vote. Like I said, you can vote, even though I'm representing District 4, anybody in Greater Clark County can vote for me. And I appreciate your vote in November. Thank you.
Kevin Anderson. I am a SRO. I've been an SRO with our Greater Clark County school system for 8 years. I'm also almost a 19-year policeman with Jeff Police Department. I know our schools. I've lived here all my life. I'm running for District 3. I've lived here, went to school here. Buck Walter was one of my teachers. But that doesn't mean he'd be a better school board member than me. But I'm involved. I think what we're missing is things are done with schools for kids. And once we get past not doing things for our kids, then that's where we lose sight on what we need to do. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do for the kids first, teachers next, everybody else after that. And I believe that's the route that we need to go. I've got a ton of things going on. I love the Democratic Party. I thought I needed to be involved in the school board because I think it's an important issue. I've graduated 2 from Charlestown, and I've got a middle schooler and a high schooler now. And I'll do what it takes to make our school system better. Thank you very much.
Very excited. So to piggyback off of this conversation about children and teaching them, one of the reasons that I've decided to run for the Township Advisory Board is because I am a teacher. And not only am I a teacher, but I'm a special education teacher. Some of you, thank you. Some of you may look at me and say, I don't know how you do your job. I get that a lot, and some days I also don't know how I do my job. But what I do know is that I work with kiddos who have sometimes the short end of the stick in a lot of ways. And some of those kids also have a financial and social short end of the stick. And so I have a very unique perspective of seeing people who need more than even people who need more. And that is the reason that I feel compelled to run for this position, is to back up, the decisions made by thank you, by Dale, and to ensure that the people who need the most are the people who are getting our focus. And that is across all levels, all ratios, all perspectives. I think that it is valuable. I would love your vote, but more importantly than that, I would love you to vote, period. There is a saying that's going around that elections are won by people who vote. And while that is true, the opposite is also very true. Elections are also lost by people who do not vote. So make sure that if you are angry about our current situation, that you do more than just post a meme on Facebook. Make sure that you are going to your neighbors and your friends and your family, and you are demanding more of them than just talk. Make sure that they get to the voting booth and cast their ballot. Thank you.
That's all right. It's always good to be in a house and gather together with people of the same mind and the same goal and the same interests. And that's why I'm a Democrat, because I believe in the common good for everyone. And one of the only reason why I'm running is because it was said to me, if not now, then when? If not you, then who? So I know I am your Democrat elected candidate for the Clark County Assessor's Office. I give you 13 years of experience in that office, but I've been a servant for Clark County and Jeffersonville for a long time. I served my community as a neighborhood association leader. I served my community in my church. I served my community as volunteering for the Breakaway House, the Bliss House. Anything I can do to help someone, that's what I do. And that's what all of us are supposed to be guided to do. It's not about selfish gain, and it's not about your name being in the limelight. It's about serving someone else and helping someone else's life to become better. I am your elected Democrat candidate for Clark County Assessor. I appreciate your vote, your support. God bless you all.
My name is Sarah Alexander, and I'm running for the Silver Creek Township Advisory Board. The Silver Creek Township, if you're not familiar, it's Sellersburg at the north border of Clarksville, and I am a first-time candidate. I am very passionate about the principles behind the Democratic Party, and with the guidance of Katie, who is wonderful, I got involved, and now I'm running. And what I've learned so far in my experience is that the Democratic Party in Clark County works so hard. I've never seen so many people just work their tails off. And I'm just so proud to be a part of this party. And I appreciate all of you. I've felt so supported, and I just love you guys. So thank you all so much, and please get out and vote. I keep saying that the office I'm running for and the office that a lot of people are running for here, every vote counts, and that is not a cliche, that is a democratic reality. So please vote. Please tell your friends and neighbors to vote. And as Katie said, like the school board and township board, that's something that you actually need to select. So if you vote straight ticket Democrat, we're not going to get your vote. So please spread the word, please vote, and thank you all so much.
Rick Cannon, I am running for Clark Township trustee. Let me tell you how I got involved in this. I'm in Indianapolis for a Volunteer Firemen's Association convention. I have 32 years in the fire service with Sellersburg Fire Department as a volunteer. So I'm at this meeting, my wife calls and says, Heidi called, and they want somebody to run for Clark Township trustee. So I said, I'll see, and then next thing you know, I'm running. So it just happens that night, there's a guy that got the biggest and baddest award from our association, which happened to be Jamie No. So I mentioned to Jamie, hey, I'm running. And he says, you can't win. A Democrat can't win in Clark Township. So pressure's on. The slogan that I picked is "Here comes the boom." So when we kill them, they'll know. So, like I said, resident of Clark Township for 30 years. My wife works at Borden High School in the cafeteria. She's got probably 20 years there. All kids graduated from Borden, so I live right down from the township school. That's the fire department that I run. So we're running, we're at it.
Hey, my name is Janie Newland. I am running for County Council District 2. That's the Clarksville area and a little bit of Jeff. I think I was kind of involved a little bit here and there, mostly at the state level, of just kind of making sure getting out the vote. But then 2016 happened and I decided that I needed to be more involved. I wasn't quite ready to run for an office, but I was asked. And I heeded the call. So that's where I am running, is because I want to do my part to make sure we have Democrats elected. I want to see more women elected and be better representative at all levels of government. So I really appreciate your vote, and everybody get out the vote. Talk to your friends. Stay passionate and get everybody out. Thanks.
I'm running for office because I'm 53 years old. I've never run for office before. I just paid off my student loan. I just paid off my student loan and I'm 53. Now there's something wrong with that. There's also something wrong with the fact that I didn't know who Karen Engelman was. Anybody here know who Karen Engelman was? She's my state, yeah you do, don't you? She's my state representative. And I figure if I don't know who my state representative is, then I better step up and start swinging away. Speaking of swinging away, Harrison County is swinging away big time this year, guys. They're doing the Honorable Franco Bannon Gala. Tickets are $45 a piece. It is this Saturday night. Harrison County needs our help. Harrison County needs our bodies. If you don't have the money to go, let me know and I will find a way to get you there this Saturday night. It's going to be a lot of fun. I also wanted to thank Misty for showing up. She's with Harrison County. She's the vice chair. Sarah Bonifer's here, and out of Floyd County, and I think, who's the guy who works for you, or who's the guy who works for you? Adam Dickey was here too. Anyway, I have to say, running in District 70 is kind of a crazy because you don't feel like you have a home, and yet you feel like I have a home in 3 places. And it's only because you guys are welcoming, you guys are welcoming, and you guys are welcoming. And if I don't want to tell you about my platform or anything like that, what I want to say to you is, I'm running for the first time, and it did not hurt. It did not kill me. It has not bankrupted me, I don't know the past tense, or anybody else I live with. So, you know, go out and run. Just run. I could not tolerate having one more uncontested seat for the Democrats.
Crumb. I ran 4 years ago, and I barely lost. And when I did not win, I'm like, forget that pain. I'm never doing that again. I was 45 years old. I got beat by a 25-year-old. And let me tell you, that hits you hard. It hurts your ego. But you know, I needed that. I needed that loss to happen. Because it really brought home to me why I'm running. I'm running for recorder because I'm a real estate guy. Every piece of real estate I've ever sold in Clark County, Indiana, we've had a dealing with the recorder's office. I'm running against a candidate who has no experience in that whatsoever. We need me from a technology standpoint. We need me from a vision standpoint. I'm a small business owner. I'm a really proud father. I'm a super proud poppy to my little granddaughters who are on the trail with me all the time. This time is different though, because last time I received advice from people that said, run like you're behind. Run like you're behind. I did. Guess what? I stayed behind. And I still felt like I outworked my opponent. This time, I'm running to win. And every single one of us needs to have the perspective that I am all in. We are here to win. Our county needs us. They need progressive thought. They need good, smart, equal thought for everybody in our county. I'm going to record deeds, but I'm going to tell you, I'm going to be there right in the middle of everything so I can make sure that my vision and my progressiveness and my level-headedness and most importantly, my hard work will pay off for everybody in Clark County, Indiana. Thank you very much.
Hello everybody, it's so good to see everybody here. I am thankfully running unopposed. Thank you very much. Currently, I am one of 2 Democrats out of 7 council members. I'm the only female. I would love to have 4 Democrats. Well, it would be 5 because we have 1 at large. I would love to have the new people, including 2 more women. That would be wonderful. I would really appreciate everybody getting out. I know this is a real big push, but let's turn that council Democrat. Thank you.
Deanna Flaw, I'm running for Union Township Board. Susan Pop told me that's not advisory. Is that correct, Susan? Union Township Board. So that is essentially Perry Crossing and like this really weird amoeba shape up to Memphis. So that's, Memphis. Anyway. But I am also, I want to step aside from that for a moment and just say that I am Jeannie Newland's sister. I am her older sister. I've always said she's my baby sister. She is one hell of a person, let me tell you. Yeah. She's, we lost our mom 25 years ago. And Jeannie was 18, and I was 25, 17, 25. Okay, she was 18. It was the hardest thing that happened to us. And our father, Ed Flaw, had to pick up the slack for both parents. And it's been really tough. But here we are today. And again, she's amazing, and we've met some amazing. And we've met some amazing women in the Clark County Democrats. And we thank them for their support, for the steps that we've taken, but especially our father, which I don't even know where is he at? There he is. Thank you so much for all that you've done. Thank you.
Joe Reed Jr. I run for County Council District 4, and as Heidi said, hers is fit. Well, I'm not fit. So, I was like, wow, so that was just, I just like to take the moment right now, thank my father, because he wrote me soft deals, because without him, if you live up in Charlestown area, I'm sure you've noticed tons of signage. He's been working pretty hard. I had surgery about 3 weeks ago, so he's giving me heck. But, we'll get out there with it. Blackwood, I'm the only man running for the seat in the Clark County. I am also a first-time candidate, and I look for everybody's support. Other than that, that's about it for me, because how do you follow that? Sorry.
Hello, I am Andy Stanley, as she said, the campaign manager for John Aguilera, who is our Democratic candidate for state treasurer. It's interesting. When John first met me, he walked up and, of course, did his usual spiel. My name's John Aguilera. I'm running for state treasurer. He paused for a second and he said, "What can I do for you as an individual for state treasurer?" I looked at him and I said, "I don't know. To be quite honest, I don't even know what the state treasurer does." And he said, "Well, you're not alone. Nobody does that I've met." I said, "Okay." He said, "That's the challenge. That's what we have. It's been 44 years since we last elected a Democrat to the state treasurer's office." Yeah. 4 decades of no one in that office focusing on democratic values. No one in that office saying, how can we take these profits and put them back to the people in Clark County? How can we put them back into our children and our education system? How do we put them back in our infrastructure to where they last longer than the 2 years that we can claim profits? So as I travel around the state now, I too ask folks, what can we do for you as treasurer? And when they reply back, I say, wait, he does everything for you. If you think about it, he serves on the 911 Commission. So he's overseeing all of the 911 call centers and trying to come up with ways to be more efficient. We're proposing a possible nurse triage program where we have nurses in our 911 call centers and perhaps avert some of those emergencies that might not necessarily require our first responders. We're looking at different ways to address problems with creative solutions, because I think it's been 4 decades since somebody said, wait, money isn't always the solution. We don't always have to throw our resources at this. Sometimes we could work together and solve the problems. So that's what John's working to do. He needs all of your help to do it. I want to thank all of the candidates, because in all reality, John doesn't get elected without any of the local candidates. So thank you to everyone who has agreed to run. It's very courageous. I can't say that I've done it myself. So thank you, and thank you all for your support.
Thank you. As you well know, I know about everybody. I've been around forever. I'm old. I was police chief for 20 years, assistant chief for 6, chief detective for 2 years. And as I said, I've known a lot of people. I'm a social person out. I don't get out like everybody else, but I ask for your support, because the people I do know are going to come out and vote. About half of them don't vote half the time. So I figured I could help the party, and I was not giving the Republican chairman a free ride. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Eric Lawhorn. I run for Charlestown Township trustee and see some young Democrats. I'd like to ask y'all to come out and work with me and for me, knock on some doors. I'd like for anybody in Charlestown to help get a vote. And these candidates before us has talked about some things that's really dear to me. And it does affect the trustee. Where I work, I'm not beating them down, but we got bought out about 4 years ago. I roughly make about half of what I used to make, doing the same thing. I've lost my union. They busted it. And that was dear to my heart, because I was one of them that got the union in originally at the place. I know hardship. I know financial. I'm gone from my house usually 12, 14 hours a day. I'd like to get out and campaign. It's a little hard on me. Getting darker early. I'm trying as hard as I can, trying to get absentees, doing the best. I ask for everybody else to help, but to vote for Democrat, it gets people up there, because this is happening. This is real life. Anna talked about that.
Anyway, most everybody knows me. My name's Joe Hubbard. I'm running for the Union Advisory Board as well as Karen. It's good to be here. It's good to see everybody here. The energy feels good. The momentum is picking up. And I'm a former county councilman. So let's keep it going. Keep the momentum. The ladies here, Heidi, Kate, they're doing an awesome, fabulous job. It's good to see it. So let's keep those momentum going and get behind all these candidates who are running. Thank you.